Hi, my name is Holly Starr Allen. I'm a soul awakening mentor, a frequency expander, and a speaker. I hired Leslie and got blown away. I'm going to be honest. So, I'm not new to the stage. I've been on the stage since I was a kid. I've performed in front of large crowds and small crowds, and I've been an online business owner speaking and hosting webinars and master classes for over 3 years. And I've been in corporate America for over 20 years. So, when I tell you I'm confident and I know what I'm doing, that's what I thought. And yes, those things are true. But when you become a speaker, there's a lot of things you don't think of. And that is why I hired Leslie. So as I got closer to my speaking event, I started getting emails from the event planner. What mic do you want? I don't know. Are you going to hire a videographer? Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Wait, what shots do I need? And then the videographer started asking me all these questions, and I was like, huh, well, And then I reached out to Leslie because I was like, I think there's more to this speaking thing that I need to know, and I know you're the expert of it. So can I hire you? And I was blown away how she helped me with so many things on the back end, as well as my speech. We rehearsed my speech, we met on Zoom. I got to digest my speech. She gave me uplifting as well as direct feedback about like what made sense, what wasn't clear, make sure we don't go off in tangents here. And as an intuitive, I do tend to channel when I'm on stage. And this was such a great clarifying moment for me because as I practiced my speech, I knew my speech, I felt great with my speech, I was really excited about my speech. But then as the days came closer and closer, and I was at this event, I was really embodying what this event was. And so I went to Leslie and I was like, whoa, I think my speech is like morphing in my body. And I know you're like, don't get up there and channel because then you kind of lose your authority as well as you don't convert. And I was like, help me understand this. What is the difference? And what do you mean when you say don't channel? And she walked me through exactly what that meant. And I want to say she was backstage with me. She was actually with me before we went on stage. We did all kind of behind the scenes things that blew my mind. We warmed up my vocal cords. We practice breathing from my diaphragm. Usually, when I speak, I do this weird thing where my throat gets dry or I have this cough mid speech. None of that happened. I was very expressionate and nailed my speech. When I left stage, I had text messages blowing up. I had Facebook DMs blowing up. I had posted on Facebook because I was so proud of myself. Nailed my speech, nailed it. And it had like so many comments of like, yes, you did, your stage presence, like so many complimentary feedback items. And then I had people saying, hey, I would love to affiliate. Hey, can I interview you? Hey, would you like to be on my podcast? I had people coming up to me saying, you spoke directly to me. That landed so deeply in my body. And I was just in shock and so pleased that I was of service, right? It wasn't about me, but yet because I worked with Leslie, I was fully me. I wasn't even nervous when I was waiting to go on stage. I was excited because we had practice, we had been together. And something that I didn't realize was going to be profound is because Leslie and I had practiced together, worked together, talked about this speech so many times. When I was backstage and she was standing with me, it was like we were practicing. Like I felt so confident. I felt so ready. I felt so embodied. So I didn't even have the nerves or the, oh my gosh, oh, the crowd, the lights, the whatever. And that's another funny thing I didn't know I needed support on. We were talking about wardrobe. I was sending her outfits and she was like, no, not that. The lighting's going to capture that weird. Oh, that's going to be see through. Oh, that's not going to photograph well. There are so many things you don't think of that you know you need to think of when you are a speaker. And I did my first speech without her, and let me just tell you, it was a world of difference. I didn't like my photography. I didn't feel as embodied and in my body. I didn't feel completely connected to my speech. Did I deliver a great speech? Do people still talk about my speech to this day? Yes. But that presence and that speech compared to this presence and the speech I just gave with the help of and support of Leslie, so different. It's one of those things, priceless. She is an asset to your team that you don't know that you need. And I can't wait. I was like, oh, so is this like a traveling thing? Like, because next speech, I'm going to want this same experience. This was so freaking powerful. So if you think, you know everything and you've got it together. Yeah, I was that person too. But if you actually want to craft and be a speaker who converts and has impact and knows the parts of a speech that you don't even think about, Leslie is your person. Reach out and get her on your team.